am Madam Joyce from Educare Tanzania. I'm teaching biology, and today I'll be with you to discuss our topic, which is coordination and irritability. And within this coordination and irritability, we are going to deal with our subtopic, which is hormonal coordination in mammals. So my student, you are warmly welcome, but also my student, we have to recall ourselves on where we end on the last session. Is whereby on the last session we try to look on the hormonal coordination and nervous coordination, whereby we have seen the link between the hormonal coordination and the nervous coordination. That is, due to the hormonal coordination and the link between hormonal coordination and the nervous coordination, it is bring by the presence of the hypothalamus and the pituitary gland. Since the pituitary gland, it is responsible for the endocrine system, that is production of the hormones, but also the hypothalamus, it is the center of the nervous system. So my student, in this session is whereby we are going to it is just continuation of where we end on the last session. So you are warmly welcome. Since also here again we are going to discuss about the hormonal and the nervous coordination again. So now we can say that since in the last session also we see that within the pituitary gland it has only two segments. The first segment, it is called the anterior pituitary gland, ambayo iko responsible kwa ajili ya production of almost 6 hormone within our body. That it can be either stimulating hormone or inhibition hormone. But also apart from that, we have seen that it has two parts, that is the posterior and the anterior pituitary gland. So in our today's session we are going to see this posterior pituitary gland, and it is responsible for production of which kind of hormones, since within the pituitary gland is where now there is production of hormones. So now we have the pituitary gland, that is posterior pituitary gland, is the extension of the brain. It's just like extension that is occurring within the brain, whereby it stores and releases antidiuretic hormone, that is ADH, or vasopressin hormone, and the oxytocin hormone, which are produced by the neurosecretory cells bodies lying in the hypothalamus. So here hapa tunasema kwamba it's just extension of the brain. Pale mwisho wa brain ilipoishia kuna just like extension. Ile extension sasa ndiyo ambayo tunaita posterior pituitary gland. Na ndani ya posterior pituitary gland iko responsible kwa ajili ya production of 2 hormones. In the first hormone, it is called antidiuretic hormone, or we can call it vasopressin hormone. The second hormone, it is called the oxytocin hormone, is whereby which are produced by the neurosecretory cells body lying in the hypothalamus. So these hormones, which are found within the posterior pituitary gland, are produced within the hypothalamus in the structure which is called the neurosecretory cell bodies, which are found within the hypothalamus. You have to know that the pituitary gland, it is controlled by the structure which is called the hypothalamus. So hypothalamus ndiyo ambayo inatengeneza zile hormone. Baada ya kutengeneza zile hormone, zinapelekwa wapi hizo hormone? Zinapelekwa kuhifadhiwa kwenye part of pituitary gland ambayo inayoitwa posterior pituitary gland. Now which kind of hormones are they stored within the posterior pituitary gland? The antidiuretic hormone and the oxytocin hormone. And now we can say that those hormones, we can say that they pass down the nerve fiber. So the nerve impulses are relayed to the cell bodies of these neurosecretory cells from other organs of from other regions of the brain. So tunasema kwamba those hormones are regulated, or they have a fiber within it. That is, we call it the nerve fiber. This nerve fiber ziko responsible kwa ajili ya production of the impulse kutoka sehemu moja kwenda sehemu nyingine very effectively. So now we can say here that nerve impulses are laid to the cell bodies of the neurosecretory cells from other regions of the body, so that the hormones can be produced and stored in the posterior pituitary gland. And now also we can say that they are transmitted down the axon where the hormones are stored in the vesicles, which are found within the posterior pituitary gland. So this is how when there is impulse, ile impulse inabi transmitted into the hypothalamus through tumesema kwamba hapa through these neurosecretory cells from the region of the brain. So ndipo ambapo ita produce au italeteleza production of the hormones. Thereafter ndipo ambapo zile hormones zikisha produziwa zinaenda be stored kwenye posterior pituitary gland. And now we are going to see this figure 4.37. So this one is the figure 4.37 that is show the relationship between the hypothalamus and the pituitary gland. So now this one is our brain. So hypothalamus, remember, it is just like a part of a brain. It is a part of a brain. So within the hypothalamus is where now beneath it there is a production, or there is a part which is called the pituitary gland. Now you can see this one hapa tumeichomoa, hii ndio hypothalamus yetu ambayo ndio part of the brain, inaitwa hypothalamus. So hypothalamus also we have this one, this part up to here, it is called infundibulum, but the lower part it is called the pituitary gland. So now within the hypothalamus we have the superior hypophyseal artery. Hizi ndizo ambazo zinahusika kwenye production of different kinds of hormones within the body of an organism. But this one are the neurosecretory cells, ambazo tulisema hizi neurosecretory cells ndizo ambazo ziko responsible kwa ajili ya production of the hormones, specifically antidiuretic hormone na antidiuretic hormone pamoja na oxytocin hormone, so that it can be stored in the posterior pituitary gland. But also we have the primarily plexus of the hypophyseal portal system. But the part which connects between the hypothalamus and pituitary gland, it is called the infundibulum. And this infundibulum, it has a part which is called the hypophyseal portal vein, ambayo iko responsible for production or for transportation of the deoxygenated blood. But this one is our pituitary gland. As usual, the pituitary gland, it is divided into two parts. And the first part, it is called the anterior pituitary gland. The second one, it is called the posterior pituitary gland. And here, this one part which is separated, it is called the secondary capillary plexus of the hypophyseal portal system. And that one is the relationship. Unaweza ukaona kuna uhusiano mkubwa sana ulipo kati ya hypothalamus na pituitary gland, na ndio maana secretion ambazo zinatoka kwenye hypothalamus inaenda direct kwenye ile structure ya hypothalamus, as you can see here. So now we can say also that the whole process involves both nervous and the endocrine system for either production of hormones to respond to any kinds of changes that occurs in our environment, either inside the environment of the body or outside the environment. It will require both system, that is the nervous system pamoja na endocrine system. And now we can say that this is refers to the neuron endocrine response, resulting into the pattern of the behavior known as neuroendocrine reflex. Kwa pale ambapo patakuwa na connection between the nervous system pamoja na ile endocrine system, ndio ambayo italeteleza system moja ambayo inaitwa neuroendocrine response, ambayo sasa ina result into neuroendocrine reflex. So now let's see this example. Now you can see this ADH, that is antidiuretic hormone. We are saying that it is produced within the it is stored within the posterior pituitary gland. So now let's see its effect. We can say that the antidiuretic hormone is released in the response of the falling of water content of the blood plasma and leading to an increase in the permeability to water of a distal convoluted tubule in the nephron of the kidney. So now you can see the production of antidiuretic hormone. Since antidiuretic hormone inakuwa responsible for balancing amount of water within the body. So if the amount of water within the body are fall, inakuwa chache au maji yanakuwa kwa kiwango kidogo sana ndani ya mwili, so this antidiuretic hormone will be released with the posterior pituitary gland so that it can get rise in the amount of water within the body. So on the other hand, we have oxytocin causes the contraction of the uterine sea during birth and ejections of the milk from the nipples. So we have also this hormone ambayo inabe secreted, inabe stored within the posterior pituitary gland inayoitwa oxytocin hormone. This oxytocin hormone, we can say that it is responsible for contraction of the uterine wall during the childbirth. Ndio ambayo oxytocin hormone ni hormone ambayo inasaidia kwenye uchungu. Inasaidia uchungu kwa ajili ya kupush yule mtoto aweze kutoka. Lakini pia not only for childbirth, also this oxytocin, it is responsible for production of the milk in the nipples. Yale maziwa mtoto anayopata anafyonza kwa sababu tu ya kuna production ya oxytocin hormone kwa yule mama. Kwa hiyo sasa inapelekea production of the milk within her nipple. So my student, for more clarification on the oxytocin hormone and this antidiuretic hormone, and also going more further to see the functions of the hypothalamus in the next part of this session. So thank you for listening.